Hey guys, Matt Canzone with Canzone Chronicles, right here at the Maps Museum in Ohio. I got a great one for you today. Stand behind me is a Blue Angels A-4 jet fighter. I'm gonna show my age a little bit here because when I was a kid, a little one, I used to watch these things fly in the sky because this plane behind me was made between roughly 1974 and 1986. And in that 80s era was kind of when I was watching these planes go by as Blue Angels, which was one of my favorite. And one of the cool things tie into the World War II is this plane actually carried the same bomb payload as a World War II B-17 Flying Fortress. So come on, we're gonna get into this video and find out more about it. We're here with Reed Kimball, and he's going to take us on a tour of some cool airplanes. We're going to start off with this A-4 behind us, the Blue Angels, and tell us the provenance behind it and how important it was.
We inherited this particular airframe from a museum in Chanute, Illinois when it went out of business. We got a call one Thursday afternoon, said, "We've got this airplane, do you want it?" And our executive director said yes.
Just like that, huh? Sign me up. I want to get an airplane too.
The problem was they'd lost their building and they lost their contract, so they had to have this out of there by Sunday.
But when you took it apart, you take the wings off?
Well, in a Delta Wing airplane, that's one wing.
Got it. Oh, so it goes all the way through?
All the way through.
So it's connected, okay.
Because it hadn't been cared for, we had to take the paint off of it and repaint it. We got permission from the Blue Angels to do the Blue Angel paint scheme because we found a local connection, and his name is up there on the cockpit. They're practicing out in Miramar, and he's practicing a maneuver called a dirty loop. Now, most people are familiar with what a loop is in an airplane. Well, a dirty loop is you're doing that same maneuver, but your wheels are down.
That's not when your Fruit Loops fall on the ground,
That's
by the way,
true.
kids.
And he didn't do it right, so he called the tower and asked if he could try that maneuver again. The tower gave him permission. He went back around, lowered his gear, started plumbing up, and something broke in his airplane. He was killed in a crash with an airplane very similar to this one.
During that maneuver?
During that maneuver.
Oh my God.
In the practice session.
What year would that have been?
Probably 82.
82, wow.
He left behind a widow and two children. The children at the time were 2 and 4, so they never
man.
really knew their
That's
dad.
sad. You didn't even get to be a Blue Angel for that very long then. What's the year on this plane?
This would
year
be
build?
about 75.
Okay, because they started in 74, right? They
Yeah.
started making them in 74 and they went all the way to 86.
So for Veterans Day about 7 years ago, we flew his wife in, who'd never remarried. We flew in his 2 children, who were now married with their own children of their own. And we flew in 4 of the Blue Angel pilots that flew with him in this period of time.
That's amazing.
And we dedicated the airplane to him.
What a great commemoration. That's amazing. Tell us again, how do you get the cockpit open? I always wonder, do you guys use a key fob, keyless entry, or no?
No. You have to have an APU, a power unit, plugged into the bottom of the airplane to give it power. The cockpit is hydraulics. So if you wanted to unlock it, there's a little silver panel right below the Blue Angel. You pull that out and rotate it to unlock it. And then you'd have to get power. And then the crew chief out here could raise the cockpit.
Okay.
And then they'd put a ladder over the cockpit and the pilot would climb in.
Now, it's true, these things were low maintenance, these A4s, right?
They were supposed to be very low maintenance.
Just a couple wrenches and some duct tape and you'll be good to go, right?
Gorilla glue.
Yeah, Gorilla Glue, right? Whatever works. Yeah, and the what's the airspeed on something like this?
This would be supersonic in certain instances, so it depends on your altitude.
Got it.
300, 400, 500 miles an hour.
What else did you want to tell us about the plane?
That's about it, other than the fact that if you take a look at the history of aviation, the Wright brothers' first flight was 1903. Well, 60 years later, they're coming up with something like this.
Yeah, that's fast.
Yeah.
That's super
And
fast.
30 years later, you're flying drones.
Right. You think about the history of that.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. This was not actually a Blue Angel airplane. It's the same type of airplane, but it's a different version. Blue Angel airplane, if you watch the video, would have an in-flight refueling probe on the inner portion of the right wing.
Oh,
It would
okay.
come
Off to the side.
Off to the side.
Okay.
So you could refuel these airplanes in the air.
Now, the fighter jet version, did they have guns on them or just bombs?
The attack aircraft probably had some machine guns.
Did it?
I've
Okay.
not found it, but the primary responsibility was the bomb load.
And those fighter style setups would also have the refueler in the same area as Blue Angel?
Well, they're all in
in
different places.
Okay.
Some of them are on the wing, some are on the nose. Our C-130, it's a different type of receptacle. It's on the top of the fuselage.
Oh, okay.
It depends on the type of refueling operation you have or airplane you have.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I did. It was a lot of fun, and to support us so we can keep doing more things like this, subscribe down below. And if you want to watch last week's video, click right here. And if you want to watch any of the other videos, click right down here. And we'll see you later. And remember, be honorable and keep history alive.